Friends, let's take a deep breath together. Not because things are not serious, but rather because things are. There's a lot happening right now where a lot of people are getting very, very upset. And like I said, it's not that I'm saying any of that is unimportant or not crazy, but rather because it is. The Navy SEALs have a saying in their special operations groups, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And the idea behind that is the same kind of thing that you have out in the civilian world, right? Measure twice, cut once. It's this idea that when you take your time, when you think things through, you don't have to fix things. You don't have to undo things that you've done. And I think that particularly as we go into crisis mode in the United States and in other places around the world, that we talk about what's going on and we think things through and we take logical next steps, cautiously, carefully, but expediently. Let's jump into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade. And yes, I am in Tallinn, Estonia. So that is the Estonia capital. Stone walls behind me. We got a lot of wonderful old structures here. This is a park where there's AstroTurf over there that all the kids are running sprints on and everything like that. So it's a fantastic merger of old and new here. But plans did not go well here for me. Partially because I've just been running such a tight schedule. I'm just about burnt out from all the travel. I got in well past 11 at my hotel last night. I was supposed to be on a train 5 o'clock this morning to get out to the Russian border in Narva. But turns out the castle there is actually shut down today. So they're not open until I'm already going to be gone. So that didn't really work out. So I am here in Tallinn, just the capital of Estonia, just looking things over and giving things a little bit of a deep breath, getting some tasks done, administrative that I need to get done. But that all brings us back to we've seen some pretty crazy things. The additional attack on Trump, and most shocking and most worrying is the reaction of the media. The media and the people across the aisle, so to speak. Their propensity to deny, and then when confronted with irrefutable facts, to excuse or to blame the victim is very worrying because it echoes so much of what we've seen already down in South Africa. With the attacks on farmers. We saw the very same thing happen there. We've seen the same thing with migrant attacks up in European countries. We've seen all of that, and we see this media blackout where they don't want to report it. They don't want to admit that it's happening. They attack anyone who reports it as if they're doing some kind of misinformation or something like that. But then beyond that, they then when presented with irrefutable facts, want to start minimizing, saying that well, it's just a couple isolated incidents or something like that, as if just a few isolated incidents of trying to take out the rival political party head is okay. And then there's this recent surge of blaming Trump for this. Somehow it's his fault. He kind of had it coming or something along those lines. Absolutely disrespectful and just ick, right? So when we look at these facts, we have to extrapolate these. If that's what they did with the migrant attacks in Europe and on the farmer attacks down in South Africa, surely sooner or later, when they come for you or for me, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to pretend like it didn't happen. You and I may disappear and they're just going to be like, these things happen. Oh, it was an isolated incident. Oh, they kind of brought this on themselves. They kind of provoked this. Friends, we need to soberly and thoughtfully think things through. Sure, when we're kind of in a shouting match, when we're in a kerfluffle, you can get worked up in a frenzy, and usually the person that gets the most worked up kind of ends up winning because the other person just sees it as not worth the effort. But when you're in a serious engagement, a serious entanglement, getting worked up into a frenzy doesn't help you. It actually hurts you significantly. When you actually have to do something, you don't want them to see it coming. You don't want them to realize what you're about to do when you actually have to take action. Be the gray man until the very last minute, right? And so with all this, remember the mostly peaceful protests not too long ago? Same thing happened there. It was this denying that anything's happening, then minimizing, then blaming the victims, right? It's a model. It's a repeated model. And they're doing it again, and I promise you, they will do it again in the future on the next target, on the next thing that they're trying to cover up and trying to protect. And so my warning to you is very simple. If we don't stand together when they come for other people, they're going to deny it and blame you when they come for you. So it's important, one, to stand together. And what does that really mean? First and most importantly is get your house in order. If you listen to any of these channels like mine, you keep hearing that again and again and again. And the simple thing is to do the next thing on your list. Do the next couple things on your list. You hear about this stuff and you need to be moved to action. Take a step out, do the next thing. If you don't have a list, which you really should, please, if you don't have a list, then your next action is to get a list going, right? And just to give you a real quick rundown thoughts, super fast to get you started: food, water, heat, how you're going to cook your food, medical, power, and communications. And then, of course, security all along the line there, taking little steps with the security as well. With all those things, get in your list, take care of the next few things. A lot of people would say that physical fitness is high up on the list. I am not actually one of those guys. I believe that physical fitness is a little bit lower down on the list, but I'm down my list enough that that's what I'm working on. And a lot of you guys have speculated a little bit more about what I'm doing over in Europe. And the simple fact is I'm walking a lot. I walked all over the old city today, and this is my day off. My feet hurt so bad. Carried my pack around all yesterday, all over Helsinki. And I am getting into shape because I'm going to be taking on even larger of an undertaking in this endeavor to get in shape. So this is my dramatic effort. I've tried other things, and I'm taking seriously my physical fitness, and that's really the next big thing on my list. I know a lot of people are like, well, you should be at home, you should be getting stuff done. My house is in order. My house is in order, but I am not in order. So I'm working on me, and that's what we all need to be working on right now. That is a ridiculously loud aircraft right overhead. Yikes. Anyway, apparently the airport's really close to here. So I'm working on me, and I'm working on my list, and that's just doubling down, getting things done on that, particularly with regard to my health. And other people need to be stocking more canned goods. Some people say you can never have enough canned food. Maybe one day I'll have you over my place. My mom begged me, please stop buying food, Steve. No joke, my mom did. She's probably watching this. Hi, Mom. Yeah, you can stock enough food. You just need to really work at it. Really work at it for a while. Getting back to the saying from the Navy SEALs, right? Slow is smooth. When you take your time, when you have a plan and you affect it step by step, and you do it logically, in order, and calmly, you develop a system where every time you go home, your cart is full and you have a carload of extra canned goods that are going down to storage. You do that for years, and yeah, you get to the point where you have far too much. As if that can be a thing, it is a thing. You run out of space, and it takes over everything, right? And the same thing with other things. It's like if you develop that system and you go smoothly, you'll find that in the end you've gone really, really far. It counts for walking too, right? Just keep walking, just keep on walking. And that's how I hiked the 2,000 miles of the Appalachian Trail. And that's how I'm getting back into shape, walking around these cities. This is still a bit of the warm-up. You'll see the main event coming up in a little bit, but we will keep the videos flowing. That's been my biggest thing, is I want to get a lot of exercise. I want to get a lot of walking in, but I want to keep up my videos and stay plugged in with you guys, stay plugged in with the internet, stay plugged in with what's going on around the world, but get a lot of walking in. So instead of sitting behind my desk for many, many hours a day, I'm out here and seeing these beautiful sites like Tallinn, Estonia, fantastic. I had a falafel burger that was pretty good, but that's my lunch and dinner. And I got my bottle of water, which I'm going to be sipping on and drinking, and getting some rest, trying to heal up from all the walking, all the impact on my feet. Cobblestones are hard on your feet, if you can imagine that. But I'm so glad to have you guys along for the ride here. But think things through. As you see the infuriating news, as you see the things that scare you, take steps. Have your list. Work on the next things on the list. Every time you get motivated again by the news, get up and take care of business. Make some purchases if you have the money. Make more money if you don't have the money, right? Do what you can to scrounge up. Maybe that means if you are very, very low income, get into some more food banks, helping someone else, asking someone if you can help, shop for other people. If you can shop for other people and make a few bucks doing that, then you can spend those few bucks while you're at the grocery store on more groceries. Or if you can make arrangements, if you know people who are financially well off and they just need the time, if you can do some things for them to take care of things. If you're older, childcare is desperately needed, and you make some decent money doing that if you're willing to watch people's kids. Be a babysitter in your neighborhood. Obviously have your security clearances and all that kind of stuff like that, but there's opportunities out there, but we all need to hustle. And yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean building your homestead yourself, but it may mean going out, taking on that second job, part-time job, making some extra money on the side so that you can then spend those things on getting more prepared. Friends, I am not liking what I'm seeing in the news, and it is infuriating that we have another attack here, and it seems like they're not doing anything about it. It seems like they're just letting it happen, and at worst, it looks like there may be insider information happening here, which is even worse. It looks like they are fearful of what's going to happen in November, and so therefore they're trying to make it irrelevant. I've seen this happen in other countries. It is very disturbing. There's a museum here in Tallinn. Of course, it's closed until 2026, which I don't know if it's a museum, if it's not going to be open until 2026, but it's documenting all the communist crimes of the Soviet system on this place. The KGB, all the different people who were disappeared over the years, and the prisons that they ran in the country. It's pretty truly horrifying stuff on the scale of Holocaust type bad. And they don't want to forget here. Estonia does not want to forget what the Soviets did to them, and they have said never again. And friends, communism is coming to America. And as it says, there is a big sign that said, communism is a cage. And friends, I'll leave you with that. Communism is a cage. Friends, we must determine ourselves individually and together as a collective that we will not go into that cage. All right, friends, thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar from Tallinn, Estonia. I will see you guys again later. God bless you all.